And that nigga did it how I always wanted to do it, and I'll never be able to do it like that.
All right. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Every winter, I look forward to three things, okay? White fudge covered Oreos, eggnog, and peanut butter Twix. 2 hours.
I thought you were going to say white girls. I was going to say yes.
It's starting already.
No, not white. No snow bunnies. Well, you know what? Let's have this conversation.
If it ain't snowing, I ain't going, baby.
That's a lie. That's a whole lie, Philip. That's a whole.
How the hell you gonna dictate to me what I like?
Okay, all right, okay. Let's do it, Phil. Name me the best three white girls. The best three good looking white girls that we can all agree on are good looking. Like the best snow bunny. I can't.
Sure. Margot Robbie.
Wait. Before you answer, are we talking about current or all time?
All time.
Okay.
Sure. Margot Robbie.
Man.
Nikita Lyons.
Nikita Lyons is not a snow bunny.
Yes, she is.
No, Nikita Lyons has some descent of descent of some. She got the she got something.
Yeah, just like Shakira, and she looks like a white woman.
But she's
I don't
not
care,
white.
bro. I don't care. And a third snow bunny, of Iggy.
Iggy is here.
How you didn't put Topanga in there, bro?
Bro, we not doing wholesome. We doing strictly off ass.
What? Mark, wait a minute.
Angelina Jolie.
Topanga goes in.
Angelina Jolie in the prime is fire, and her prime is fire. Not now. She worn out. She African kid worn out.
I mean, I'm just saying. The top three for me right now is those three.
Then he said yeah to Margot Robbie, like Margot. You didn't like Margot and Wolf of Wall Street? What are you doing? Are you kidding me?
Right, like bro, stop playing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Before she had black kids, before she was dealing with black kids, yes.
You know, black children stress your ass out.
That's why she look like that. That's what I'm saying. Like at this point,
she didn't expect that.
No.
Yeah, she thought it was sweet. It ain't sweet, baby.
I was like, yeah, take the kids.
You can't put these kids on timeout. That ain't gonna work.
You can't include Nikita Lyons as a white woman. I won't allow you to do it.
He Googled her.
Ain't no way. I can't. I'm gonna tell you right now.
She's from the mountain of Caucasus.
No, I'm not gonna give that rice-skinned woman that damn that is an African ass. I don't give a damn what that's an African ass.
Right. That's a Texas corn-fed ass on a white woman.
Who are we talking about?
Nikita Lyons.
Nikita Lyons. Hold on 1 second. I got you. I'll give it to you 1
second. From WWE NXT.
Fast Fear, the girl in she was in Fast Furious?
No. She's a wrestler now. She's a professional wrestler now.
I need something with your shoes on.
You don't say nothing about her ethnicity.
No, yeah,
because Nikita Lyons' ethnicity.
Yeah.
So she's from the land of Caucasus.
She might be.
Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, she is 100%.
She cold.
100%.
Thank you.
Yeah, she's nice.
You have to let him count.
Thank you.
Fast and white.
You have to let her in. So again, my statement still stands. If it ain't snowing, I ain't going. Thank you very much.
The greatest white woman of all time is Betty White, and I don't want to argue with any about it.
Wow, that was just in my head. I was like, yo, we cannot sleep on Betty.
We can't sleep on Betty.
White woman.
But wasn't nobody trying to fuck Betty though either.
Betty White was a daddy back in the 40s, nigga.
You mean in the 20s?
I don't think Sarah.
You know, Marilyn Monroe.
I mean, yeah.
Y'all telling me y'all wouldn't risk it to hit Betty White in the 40s?
No,
I would knock it out the box. Are you crazy? Are you nuts?
I'll be the one whistling.
Oh.
Y'all recording this, man. Oh my God. Y'all gotta edit.
All
Yeah,
right.
That's why I'm trying to stay PG. I was gonna say Sarah J, but I said it. They didn't hear me. But
Sarah's cold.
Hey, hold on. Sarah J was my first introduction that white women ain't bad. That was my first white woman.
Jessica Rabbit. Can we talk about Jessica Rabbit?
No, she was cartoon. That don't count.
What about what's the singer?
The female
Joey?
real Jessica Rabbit.
The singer Joey. What about her? She bad.
Joey, man, yes, there's so many. Jessica Simpson, yeah.
I like Billie Eilish, man. I don't know.
Billie?
Something about Billie.
Adele, a month Adele.
Yeah, I think right now, just that's alive, that's natural, that's white, but still put you in the mind of a black woman is Adele.
Definitely.
But I feel like
she's top tier.
I feel like it's fucked up to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway because I'm toxic. I feel like Adele isn't white because she's from Britain. And
that's the land of colonizers, bro. What are you talking about?
I feel like
DNA test.
but like Adele, I don't feel like Adele can sing her face off. She's amazing. But the way Adele acts, do you remember when she won the Grammy and she broke the goddamn Grammy in front of all the white people to give a piece to Beyonce? Like, if that wasn't no one, listen, I'll tell you right now.
That's not even the Grammy she takes home. That's actually just
that's the one that everybody gets. Okay, no white people were because everyone was supposed to get that goddamn award. Okay, and she was just like, here, Beyonce needs to have this shit. I don't even want it.
It's not even. Sorry, it's fiberglass.
Yeah.
Well, look, we can talk about all the sexy white women and beautiful white women's all day. Joe, Logan. We got a special guest in the building.
Why do you always do this? Every time I do my long intro about some random stuff, you interrupt me when I'm the one supposed to introduce the stuff. Okay?
Well, I'm waiting on you. We gotta keep the train rolling because this brother, we don't know how long we got this brother tonight.
All right, well, promise me we can talk about white women again.
Yeah, we definitely gonna talk about white women's.
Good. Awesome.
We talk about white women every episode, Joe.
No, we don't.
We do.
Not like this. We just talk about them wrestling.
Lightweight, we do.
Oh, stop that. Welcome to the Hot Take Wrestling Podcast. My name is Joe Freeland, aka the Champ, aka I'm the one tweeting. This is a different episode out of the context of everything else. One, shouts out to No Chill with Phil, not introducing him yet, but shout out to this one because this was his idea. He's fucking brilliant for this, and this is the last time you heard me give him a compliment ever. I'm gonna do the dance with you. Let me introduce my brothers right fast. The guy that is the conqueror, the lost Oos, the one that dates women from 4'11 to 6'1", who will walk 1,000 miles to get flaming hot, but will never walk 1,000 miles for their heart. Ladies and gentlemen, Logan the Great.
Peace and blessings, everybody. Welcome to another episode, a very special episode of the Hot Take Wrestling Podcast. Big shout out to No Chill with Phil for this one, getting us to expand over here. Check us out, man. I feel good over here tonight. How everybody feeling?
I like this. I like this. Is a different thing. Running on horizons and stuff.
Stop it.
Here we go. Long contract reading. Ladies and gentlemen, the following individual, which is known as BKA, best known as No Chill with Phil, 98% of the content that he says we agree with. The other 2%, that has nothing to do with this. You are not allowed to sue Hot Take Wrestling Podcast. You can take that up with No Chill with Phil. That's right. I'm not going to say his full name on here. That's not my business. But the man who is a wrestling connoisseur, a Crown Apple mixing connoisseur, a polygamous connoisseur, I don't know how that happens, a genius when it comes to the court systems of the Illinois Circuit Court with child support. Ladies and gentlemen, No Chill with Phil.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Phil Myers Sr., a.k.a. Can't Knock It, the great one, the voice of violence for all heel wrestling, the practicing polygamist, and the child support slayer. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for tuning in to a very, very special episode of the Hot Take Wrestling Podcast.
Get it. Yep.
Woo! I have to do this woo with introducing our special guest tonight. when we do the woo, that signifies greatness, longevity, that signifies one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, who I am speaking of as Ric Flair. This gentleman right here, I gotta start my shuffle, has been in multiple projects. This brother right here has been on Empire.
Mhm.
This brother right here has done commercials for Apple products.
Mhm.
This brother right here was on the United States versus Billie Holiday, which you can only catch on Hulu.
Indeed.
Indeed.
This brother right here is a part of the most talked about Netflix series, show, whatever that they have ever released on Netflix, ladies and gentlemen, on Netflix. The most talked about show on Netflix. Top Stranger Things, yes. Top Cobra Kai, sure did.
They did.
Ladies and gentlemen, remove your hats, place your hands above your heart.
This is so weird.
Make some noise for my brother from another, the one and only Bernie Mac's nephew. Make some noise for Furly Mac.
Yo.
Furly Mac.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you, my boy. What's going on, y'all?
What's
Logan,
going on,
Joe,
bro? How you
Big
doing, man?
Phil. Chilling, man. That was an amazing introduction. I just got to edit that introduction. Can I do that real quick?
Go for it.
I'm not Bernie Mac's nephew, y'all. That's my idol. I get my name from him. You know, I don't know. I've told Phil that, and I guess he didn't get the joke, but he been keeping it for the last 6 years of our friendship, 7 years of our friendship. Hey, man, I've been running with it, but you know, now that I'm in a different light, I don't want people, you know, but I appreciate it. I'm his nephew in spirit, though. I was inspired by him, you know. But what's going on, man? Thanks for having me, man.
Hey,
Phil.
man, hey, welcome.
Bro,
Welcome,
thank you
man.
for being a part of the show. Thank you, because we know your phone been blowing up, bro. You one of the busiest men right now, bro.
Hey, man,
Right.
usually I'll be like, no, man, don't gas me up. But no, you're right. You know, since this joint it
Talk your
has
shit,
been,
bro. Talk
I
your
ain't
shit.
gonna lie, this is the one. It's the one that definitely took me there, man. It's taking me there, you know. So, hey, that's why I told you, I say, man, like, get me while, you know what I'm saying, you have access to me, because I you know how this shit gonna go, these folks here, these folks, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, not be able to be, you know what I'm saying? So, like, yo, I'm available. This week I'm available. I'm at the crib. So let me know, man. Shit, I want whatever I can help. Help me, help you. Help me, help
Bro.
me. You know what I'm saying?
So real quick, I gotta let y'all know a real one. So last night, me and Furly talked for about 15, 20 minutes. If y'all are not aware, the show that I was referring to, which is hotter than fish grease, hotter than Al Green fish grease. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot as hell. We're talking about Dahmer on Netflix. Furly Mac is on the Dahmer series in Netflix, right?
Mhm.
Everybody's been going crazy. That's literally been the most talked about show. Surpass Stranger Things, surpass Cobra Kai, surpass all the other shows that are on
Squid
Netflix.
Games.
Squid Games, yes.
Yeah.
Me and Furly talked last night for about 15, 20 minutes. And I'm like, yo, dude, like, man, like, bro, you killed it, da 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 da. That's my bro. That's my brother from another, literally, hands down. And he told me, he was like, bro, what you on this week? Not much. Normal stuff. It's like, bro, I know you on Hot Take, get with the guys, see what y'all got available. I want to do the show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, like, for real? He was like, bro, this week, I'm open. Next week, no can do. So get me while I can. And bro, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I know the bro, I ain't gonna speak for the bros. I'm gonna let them talk. But bro was like, yo, use me while I got the time because you know how it's gonna go. And even today, I'm hearing Emmy nominations, bro. The streets is buzzing. They talking Emmys, bro.
That shit crazy, man.
They talking Emmys. So, bro, thank you for rocking with us.
Bro,
Like, real talk, bro. Thank you for
Nah,
rocking
you
with
already
us.
know.
That's truly honorable, bro. Like,
Salute to you.
real, bro.
Because little backstory here to our listeners, like the fellas did an interview yesterday too. So he hit me. He was excited. He like, man, I got a celeb, blah blah blah. He in the group text. Nobody was responding at that moment. I was in the midst of doing some stuff, getting ready for the work day tomorrow, blah blah blah. I called. I get on the phone with him, and he gets to breaking everything down for me. Now, I feel a little bit bad here, a little shame, whatever. I haven't indulged in Dahmer yet.
Boo this man!
I have
No,
heard.
hold on. Hear him out. Hear him out.
All other hoopla about it. It ain't nothing, when I approach shows, like I literally just started Atlanta like 2 weeks ago before the season 4 started. I've literally started season 3 then. So I approach stuff a little slower than everybody else. But I've been hearing all the great stuff about the show and how it was just cleaning up in as far as like positive reviews and all that good stuff. They said Niecy Nash did her thing on there, everything, right? Even the guy that played Quicksilver, who looks nothing like Quicksilver in this shit, but
Evan Peters.
Yeah. And me and Phil was just talking, and he's like, yo, this is my bro. He said, man, we got to do this week. So he's like, man, he said, I need you to get the guys together. I said, I'm gonna do what I can to form Voltron. You know what I mean? Right. So that's exactly what I did. I got up that morning, and they can attest to it. They'll tell you, paragraph, yo, let's do this. You know what I'm saying? And whoever's available, let's make this happen.
Bro, I literally, I checked the messages. Like we had a group text, and I talked to after the interview we did last night, and me and my girl was already down like watching it. Like we're watching Dahmer. You know what I'm saying? So like the day before this interview, like I watched your performance, my bro. Yeah, boy. You about to, yeah. So like, hey, you ain't got no more time, bro. It's time. What's that TikTok sound? It's like, man, that's what you're gonna take my hand. Now we're going.
I'm gonna legit say what Phil told me as we were talking about your performance in Dahmer in the role you played. And before we get into the details, all that, but he legit said, that's my bro. He said, but I'm sitting there, I'm watching the scene, and he said, as I'm watching it, he said, I'm not seeing my friend on the screen. He said, I'm seeing that person that he's playing. Mm-hmm. So I don't think you can get a higher compliment than that. You know what I mean? So kudos, thank you for being a solid brother, man, because for you to come and say, hey man, look, let's get this done while I'm available to you, boy. In this day and time, bro, that's unheard of. A lot of people start acting funny immediately.
So, no, man.
For that, bro, for sure.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you guys, man. I feel, like I said, man, him go way back. It's a whole another story, you know what I'm saying? So, like, that's why I was like, yeah, man, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever I can, man, but take me while I can. And I want to give y'all, just let y'all know, this is the first podcast interview, since the show came out. Wow. I did an interview with my friend on Instagram, the one that actually shot my audition tape. I promised her, I said, yo, look, when it drop on Netflix and you see what with the Woo, because I booked it, like I shot it in her studio. Mm-hmm. She shot it was just me and her. Like she had to endure what the whole world saw first. Mm-hmm. So I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can interview me. She asked me a couple questions and we just kind of just talked. But this is the first, you know what I'm saying, like a official podcast, you know what I'm saying, platform that I'll be on, and I'll you know, I'm honored that it's my boy, you know what I'm saying, like he's a part of this. So of course, you know what I'm saying, like that's what we're supposed to do for real, you know. Like, yeah, I'm gonna be super busy and all that shit. I know how it's about to go. But shit, I'm not busy now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all have time and squeeze me in. Y'all take advantage. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my opinion, because I do the same thing. I'm like, shit, like, are you available these next couple of days? Because I know what's gonna happen next week or the week after, you know what I'm saying? I'm already here. What's probably happening now? Right. Shit, are you available now? Type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like any news reporter or any what's the word I'm looking for? People that do stories or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Paparazzi, whatever, it's another word for it. I got GD in 3 days, so y'all gonna have to excuse me with the words I'm trying to search for. But you know,
you got to strike while the iron's hot. You got to.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what I'm saying? Take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? Reporters, any just reporters, period. You know what I'm saying? Take advantage of the story. Why it's hot. It's the most watched television show in America. Yeah, y'all talk about wrestling and all that, but shit, you know, in my opinion, I don't want to hurt y'all feelings. Wrestling, you know, I'm gonna just leave it at that because I don't want to be, you know, I want to.
This is that type of show where it's like,
I don't want y'all wrestling fans to become
no. That's what you hear. That's why I brought Sean.
Because I actually auditioned to be a wrestler. Just throwing that out.
Bro, so for the folks that don't know, and I actually missed a show that you did, which was an amazing show, 61st Street.
Yeah, it was
AMC.
Yeah, I made a little guest star appearance.
Which was amazing. Like, bro, I gotta put that out there. Like, yo, with my bro on the show, I'm not gonna miss shit. At least I'm gonna try not to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try my best. I remember seeing you in 61st Street. And bro, and I'm not gonna share the personal conversations that me and you have had over the years, but I know where your heart is at, and I know what you're trying to do, and I know God is moving to get you there.
Yeah.
From 61st Street to DAHMER, take us through that process, bro. Take us through that.
That's a good question. That good shit, Phil. So at the time, I happened to living out here in LA, and I got footage of my scene from Billie Holiday, United States versus Billie Holiday on Hulu. Go check that out if y'all haven't watched it. And I got my scene footage, and I sent it to this casting director in Chicago that I used to audition for, whatever. Really, you know what I'm saying? I still had a number. So I just sent it to her, but we haven't talked in a couple of years. Mind you, this past pandemic, it's like still kind of mid-pandemic, after the pandemic. And I just sent her a message, and she was like, what the fuck? Called me, she called me, she was like, Furley, where the fuck you been? What the fuck are you? I'm just out here in LA, you know, I booked this Billie Holiday joint off of Instagram, and I just crossed my mind. And I said, let me send you my clip or whatever. I know I ain't got no representation because at the time I have no representation. Lost my representation during the pandemic. So she said, oh, okay, Furley, I'm casting for this new Michael B. Jordan executive producing show. As soon as a role comes across my desk, I'm gonna give you a call. Trust me, there's gonna be something on there for you. Just like that. And she said, just give me 2 weeks. I got you. She called me 2 days later. And she was like, hey, Furley, this is a role on here that's perfect for you. Can you work as a, you know what I'm saying, Chicago local? I said, yes, I can. You know, because I still a resident out there in Chicago. You know, I'm going to give you the actors free game. And you know, when I said, yeah, I could do it. So she had me come in for an audition for the first segment, and it was just in front of the casting director and the casting associates. And after, you know what I'm saying, we did the Zoom session, she called me, she stopped me, she said, hey, have you heard of this show called 61st Street? I'm like, yeah, I know about Southside. I said, yeah, I know about Southside. You know, that's Diallo show. She's like, yeah, I want to bring you on there. She ended up sending me sides, you know, audition for that show. So she called me, you know what I'm saying? I had another Zoom session for Southside. Called in for Southside. She called me in for that. Did the audition. Then she was like, hey, they want to do a callback for you on 61st Street. Make that long story short, on that little process, they called me, they booked me for both projects, Southside and 61st Street, the same week. And I was able to work both of the shows, you know. And after we did that, she was like, when I was in Chicago, had a meeting with them, and she was like, hey, FURLY, maybe it's time for somebody to work for you. You've been doing a lot of work. Maybe you just take a seat back and let somebody do some work for you. So they started setting up meetings with agents, you know what I'm saying, up in Chicago. And then she had to send a message to this manager who I'm signed with now, Wrasslin Management. She sent a message to him, and we just kind of started chopping it up. And he was like, yo, I saw your scene in Billie Holiday, and I said, I want more from this kid. Who is this kid? You know, so it was just kind of by the universe. We connected, signed with him first, and then signed with he introduced me to this other manager that he works with they split the profit, so it was not more money coming out. So he was like, yo, man, check this guy out. He's dope too. So I signed with him too, signed with 2 managers. And then they had meetings with more agents. We ended up going with the agent, Stewart Talent Agency or whatever, that's repping me all across the United States. And within 3 months of me just signing with them, right after, you know, working on 61st Street and Southside, I got this audition for Monster. We had auditioned for it. In the process of auditioning for it, my uncle passed away. So I auditioned for the show or whatever, thinking about my uncle, because I now got to go to Georgia for the funeral and all this, that, and the third. Went to Georgia for the funeral. They called me the night before my uncle's funeral and told me, say, hey, man, they booked you. They want you, just like that. Mm-hmm. The next day of my uncle's funeral, like probably 2 hours after the funeral, I'm trying to, you know, grieve with family because it was a tough one. Mm-hmm. They called me and said, hey, look, we need you in LA now, because you got to be, you know, it was during COVID, you know, so I had to do a whole little process of COVID testing. And mind you, this wasn't no callback. This wasn't no, you know, director session. They picked me right off my tape. So I didn't see the director and nothing like that. I sent the tape to them, and they wanted me right off the tape. So, you know, they had to skip that whole process. They had to hurry up and get me in there, such as, you know what I'm saying, getting the COVID testing and, you know, just being available, you know what I'm saying, right on hand, man. And at that moment, that shit kind of like, it really changed my life. Because I didn't know, you know what I'm saying, like the role, I knew the role I was taking. I looked him up. I'm like, oh, this the dude that killed Jeffrey Dahmer. But I didn't know, you know, how big of an impact that he made, because I really didn't know too much of Jeffrey Dahmer until we was actually filming on set. And, you know, it's a scene, I don't want to spoil it, but it's a scene where, you know, the character learns more. And this is based on a true story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The character, you know what I'm saying, Christopher Scarver learns more about what Jeffrey Dahmer doing. Like, yo, he went to the lady, was like, yo, can I get access to the news articles, what he did? Mm-hmm. And he looked them up, and that in that moment, that's when I learned about Jeffrey Dahmer. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when people that don't know about the story of Jeffrey Dahmer and they watching it, right? Mm-hmm. And as they just learning, I was learning just like I'm basically learning with y'all, because I didn't see none of the footage. I didn't see none of the episodes. I'm in the last 2 episodes. Right. So I didn't see nothing that they was doing before. So the fact that, you know what I'm saying, like the last episode, I'm getting these articles and I'm reading them. I'm actually reading them in this scene. Like, those are real pain. That was real tears. Like, what the fuck? So now these people around the set, can I cuss?
Bro, yeah. Okay. Yeah, bro.
So, you know, I'm around the set, you know, and people was telling me like, oh, you're the hero. You're a scary hero, but you're the hero. And I didn't really know what that meant. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm just kind of I booked this role, rent was due, my uncle just passed. I'm just a lot going on. It's always a roller coaster in my career with something going on. Can never just celebrate on something. So it was just a lot to balance. So I wasn't getting stuck on the people talking about like, yo, you're the hero. Like, yo, the world is gonna really be talking about you. I didn't feel that at that moment. I just want to do the job. So, you know, that's the whole process was me booking, you know, Moss. I know that was a long-winded conversation, you know,
No,
but
it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Ah,
But,
that
you know,
was just bridging it all together, man. No, that was
yeah,
awesome.
that was that moment.
Because it actually makes sense, and I'm not gonna give any spoilers word because if you haven't seen Diamond, poop on you. But like it makes sense. Like the character went in there and immediately what he did within, you know, those moments and those moments, he felt like he was a necessity and was like a necessary necessity to do what he had to do in the first place.
Yeah.
You didn't feel like you were the hero because you had already read up on everything that was going on and you had all this other shit you were doing. Y'all essentially were just acting within the same parallel, like the same paradox, bro. Like for that character to do and act the way that he acted without having, for that character to do what he did actually in real life, that was what he had to do. Go ahead, my bad. Well, when you were doing imagery wise or whatever, that is what you portrayed. That's what you had to do. So you did an amazing job of that. It was just
Appreciate
it was beautiful, bro. Go on, I'm sorry.
You know the most beautiful part about that character. I mean, I don't want to just jump in. I wanted to ask a question. My bad. It was just something you said, and I wanted to kind of.
No, yeah, go ahead. No, bro, yeah, go with it, bro. Go with it.
Okay, so the beauty about that character that, you know, he didn't know any of the victims or the family members.
Mm.
Talk about that. Explain that.
Okay, so with this, so I was able to really connect with this character in the sense of, you know, I have a relationship with God. Right. And, you know, in the Black community, you know, especially where I come from the South, they always say, God this, God that, you know, trying to tell me how to have a relationship with God versus having to understand a relationship with God. Right. Is a big difference from telling someone to have one to understanding to have. And over the course of time, my life, I, you know, experienced moments where I truly believe in the Lord. You get what I'm saying? I have a relationship with God. So the beautiful thing about, I think with Christopher Scarver, the fact that I connected to, I didn't want to question his relationship with God because I didn't want nobody to question my relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't question my relationship with God. God told me to hop on this journey. That's why I am in the position I'm in now. When God led me, he told me, I got out the driver's seat and I sat in the passenger seat and I just like, yo, look, I'm letting you drive.
Right.
Yeah, I got a little gas money. Can I smoke? Let the window down.
I got snaps on the petrol.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a doze off. I'm asleep, but I'm letting you lead. I got you to do you. I'm trusting you, for real. Like, I'm serious. Like, you know, even when I get in the car with somebody and I want to jump off too far, I'm quick to doze off in the car because I trust. I like truly believe God. Like, God got me, man. Like, see, you know. So
I know. That's why I'm laughing.
So with the relationship I have with God, I want it. It's easily for someone to kill someone. You know, you can be an angry Black man that killed Jeffrey Dahmer, the man that, you know, did all these horrible things to these people. It's easy to be angry and kill them, right? I could have played that way, but I guarantee you every actor played it that way. I played it in the sense of a relationship or why I was doing it. You know, it's Christopher Scarver truly believed that God called on to him to do this.
Right.
It wasn't no hit. It wasn't no assassination. It wasn't the family members put money on his books or say, yo, like, he didn't date none of the victims' sisters or relatives. He didn't know neither one of them. He truly believed that he had to be punished for what he had done.
Right.
And he's a vessel for it. So in that moment, and I don't want to spoil it, but I do want to share this, you know, even with the character. I mean, it's been out 2+ weeks. So if you haven't saw it yet, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. You know, this is, you know, can we talk about it real quick?
Oh, yeah,
you know?
brother.
So, you know, with the character, you know, even that moment of the delivery of me telling him, like, yo, you saw me kept looking off to the right. Now I'm getting confirmation, I'm getting validation, I'm getting like, yo, okay, God, it's okay, this is the moment. Is this the moment? is this the time?
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Only because I felt that, because when I got discovered in Chicago at Center Space in 2015, December 7th, around 9:13 in the morning. I got discovered by this lady named Claire Simon. And in that moment, the night before, I wrote her name down in this book. And God told me, like, yo, when my cousin put me out, I ended up homeless in Chicago. My dad got me a hotel room in Chinatown. I didn't want to go back to Georgia and say I just did background work on these, these shows. So I wanted to figure something out, right? And in that moment, it was a whole bunch going on. I said, maybe if I go down to the subway and do my Bernie Mac impersonation, that somebody gonna record me and I'm gonna get discovered and I'm gonna go famous, boom. Then I said, that shit ain't gonna work. And in the mix of me and my homeboys talking, we on the phone. I'm like, God damn it, God just told me what to do. He told me to get my ass up, go down to Center Space Studios and go get my big break. Go see Claire Simon. So I wrote her name down 3 times in the book. Fast forward, I'm standing on the corner at Center Space Studios. People passing me by, some would stop and talk to me, some wouldn't. Next thing you know, everybody disappeared. There was nobody else on this corner. Next thing you know, I said, all right, God, it's time for me to go. I think maybe it's time for me to go, man. I feel the ice all in my cheekbone, and I don't know if I can hang out here a little longer. Yeah. Next thing you know, y'all heard this thing say, wait, right? Standing there in this moment in the cold Chicago, I see this skinny old figurine walking up with a notebook like this, no jacket, just a black dress, just walking, and it's cold as fuck. I'm freezing. She walked up on me, and I said, excuse me. She said, yes. I said, are you Claire Simon? She said, I am, and I instantly started crying. And I said, oh my God, man, I was just talking to you. I said, God, we were just talking. I was just talking to God. I said, God, we were just talking about her life. I said, ma'am, God told me to tell you that to come give me my big break. I know you got something on your desk. In less than 24 hours, I'm gonna be homeless, and I don't want to go back to Georgia and say I just did background work. I know you got something on your desk. I said, God, this is her. I said, ma'am, God really just told me, like, yo, like, I know you got something on your desk. Literally, like, I'm doing this. That's how I was in front of this white lady. And I know I was just scaring her, but she was standing there. I said, oh my God, ma'am, I said, I know you got something on your desk for me. Just give me a chance. I know you got something on your desk for me. God told me, I know you got something on your desk for me. She said, come inside. I went inside because it was cold. She said, what exactly do you want from me? I said, ma'am, in less than 24 hours, I'm forced to go back to Georgia. I don't want to say I just did background work on these shows. You know what I'm saying? Can you give me a chance? I know you got a roll on your desk for me. She said, hey, Jarvis, what time is it? He said, 9:13. She said, can you come back at 11 o'clock? I want you to read this roll on Empire. And then that was my break. That's how I got on. I tell that story to say that relationship with God. God told me the night before. My cousin put me out December 6th, 6:30 p.m. in 2015. I know the exact time. It was pitch black south side of Chicago off 71st and West. I'm from the South, so I'm carrying all my stuff, out of this house, and I'm telling it was a dude in this van, like Smokey van or like the van off Friday, was right beside me. I said, hey man, I got 2 checks. Listen, no bullshit. I'm in Chicago, South Side. I said, yo, I got 2 checks. Can you drop me off down here at the check cashing place? I give you gas money. I'm homeless. My folks just put me out. I don't have nowhere else to go. Just like that. You feel me? Literally, in Chicago, 2 checks. And I kid you not, he said, man, no, I don't do no random pickups, Playboy. You might don't need to be doing that no more. He just drove off. You feel me?
Right.
There's some people say that's unheard of. When I tell that story to people in Chicago, they're like, what? I said, because I know God got me. I know God got me. You know what I'm saying? Like this, I'm really covered for real. I really truly believe that. Nobody else have to tell me that.
If God is
saying, you have to be covered to say that on 71st Western, like
71st and Western.
You hear what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he put me out. Like I don't dead ass. You feel me? So I tell that story. So I connected with Charles. You know what I'm saying? Christopher Scarver. With understanding that relationship with God. I didn't question that. Now I'm saying, okay, I done killed a couple people on the show. You said that on TV before, you know, Fatal Attraction and other shows I've been on. I know how that works. But I said, no, I don't want to come at it like that. I don't want to be like that, rooting for that black man killing that white boy. I wanted people to understand the true passion, like, yo, the relationship with God. And like, yo, this is true. Like, you know what I'm saying? God is a God of vengeance. You know what I'm saying? You can't run from the shit you're doing.
Right.
He will always catch up with you.
Absolutely.
Always.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And he do call on people to do things, just like he called on an angel, a lady that picked me up from my homeboy house to take me to this hotel when my daddy got me this hotel that night when my cousin put me out. And as I was getting out of her car, she grabbed my shoulder. She said, you're going to call me tomorrow with something. And then the next day, I call her tomorrow with something. You know what I'm saying? You can't question that. I mean, like, yo, if it ain't real, I don't know what else to tell you.
Right. But I think
this story is so inspiring. I'm gonna thank you again. Sorry for cutting you off, Joe, but
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I definitely want to thank you again, brother, for coming and, you know, being willing to share that here on us on our budget and platform, because hey, you're inspiring me just sitting here talking with you, bro. Just listening. I ain't really talking, just listening. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, if you ain't feeling the spirit, man, I don't know what you're telling.
I know Phil already said it. Phil already said verse in the Bible. If God is for us, who can be against us? I fully agree with that, son. I think
facts.
That part.
I think it's someone on here who has been on that, who's been down that road. I think we all have that journey where you don't know where you're going, you don't know how you want to do it. People call it what they call it? Manifesting, in the universe or whatever.
Divine intervention.
It's just God.
and look, I'm the one right there. I tell you, I truly believe I manifested. I truly believe, you know what I'm saying, divine intervention. I believe in all that. But look, none of that shit outweighs that power of God. You know what I'm saying? I think the manifesting and the what's the other one? Manifesting and the divine intervention, just levels of understanding, right? Of believing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when you have, you know, that statement when they say, have faith of a mustard seed, that's all you need.
Right.
But you know, you can also have doubt of a mustard seed. And having doubt of a mustard seed is just as powerful as having as faith.
Talk your shit, bro.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, I don't want to try to be, I know this is supposed to be like the restaurant, get over here. You know, I just want to, you know what I'm saying?
Shit, bro. Because
I
that's
want to
real.
share that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I truly believe, I didn't have no doubt. I didn't have, like, I had to, and it was hard. It was hard. Like, it was easy to say, I got faith, I have faith, I believe, but then, you know, one day I'm like, when things don't go my route, I'm like, dang, man, maybe this ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? It's that doubt. And now that shit is just as powerful as you speaking positivity in your life.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you really want that shit, like I tell people, I say, yo, you really want it, man, fuck what the next person say, man. You got to believe. If you your biggest supporter, yo, everything else, like, come on, man. I'm telling y'all this and all who's watching. I mean, even to y'all, bro, like, I came from a place called Jacksonville, Florida, right? And in this city, and I don't want to be emotional, but
South
it's just really
Florida,
deep.
Baby, South
But you know what I'm
Florida,
saying?
baby.
Like this place is known for they call it crab barrel. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to get out because the crabs will always pull you back in. They call that, their lingo is calling niggas crabs or green. You hear what I'm saying? Like, it's nobody like, and I think I really appreciate my mom for moving me from down there, because if she would never move me from Jacksonville, I would never be in the position I'm in today. And I'm saying, like, yo, I beat the odds. Like, so many people talk down on me. I'm talking about from family, from friends, from people who I thought that was like my biggest supporters for real. And God said, look, man, why are you still trying to, man, look what I'm doing for you, man. The world is going to know who you are. The world is going to know who you are. Just sit back and wait. I got you. And I'm telling you, like, I gave up on trying to receive things from other people, yo. I gave up, man. Like that shit. It's to the point, man. It's text messages. I'm like, I'm not even finna open up that wound that's in the process of being healed. Because God is working right now, and it's selfish for me to take my attention away from what he's doing or she's doing. You know what I'm saying? You know, and dwell on something that's going to be a repeating cycle, ongoing cycle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to believe, man, and man, the whole world, man, and people going to say, FURLY this or FURLY that. Man, look, I'm moving to God grace, man. People want me to do this, people want me to do that. I'm like, yo, told you I'm in this passenger seat. I ain't driving, I ain't even on the insurance. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't been driving the car. My life is in his hands, or her hands. You know what I'm saying? For real.
FURLY Mac.
I don't want to, you know.
FURLY Mac.
You preaching, bro. You preaching. Logan, you ain't even got a chance to ask a question, bro. Ask your question, bro.
Ask your question.
Hey, man. How do you follow that up a question?
You better hurry up because I'm finna get toxic in like 10 minutes.
All right. So let's get a little lighthearted here, man, because that was, you know, I really want the people that do check this out, you know, because we sitting here recording it, we're experiencing it firsthand. I just hope they receive this and understand, because, bro, when me and Phil was talking, I heard the excitement, I heard the passion, like, you know. And I don't know if he really explained, and I'm gonna get the story time with old man Logan real quick. So I'm really explaining how I met Phil. So I had this friend named Brandy. I met Brandy on Twitter years ago. So Brandy was like, I got this friend I know. I think y'all will mesh well. And she was like, his name Phil, but you know, she sent like his no chill with Phil Monica or whatever on Instagram. So it just slowly, you know what I'm saying? I had him, he had me back, and it was like, hey, you know, Brandy, I know Brandy. All right, cool. And I would just see the little stuff he would post. No, get this dude funny, you know what I'm saying? And the relationship, you know, I didn't know where it was gonna go. But we came, you know, me and Joe and another guy that started the podcast, Hot Take. I say I was just thinking about, you know, that's just kind of been my thing, because I done been part of a couple of podcasts and I've been like integral in putting the people together. So I didn't know how Phil was going to fit in, but I knew that he was a wrestling fan. So it was just kind of like, all right, Joe knows me and KG, the other guy, so he knows the three of us. They know my guy Will. You know, they met Will, but they know him now, but they met him before, so it's like, all right, putting the puzzles and pieces together. The Enigma was that guy down there, the other guy wearing glasses. But he has, and I haven't even said this to him myself, but you know, there has been many ups and downs in my journey of trying to do this podcasting thing, and I'm unearthing something here myself. I was ready to get this shit up. You know, I gave years of my life to it. I went and made a whole studio they can tell you about. Things didn't pan out the way I wanted them to pan out at the studio. Ended up having to leave that, let that go. But we kept pushing with this thing here. And, you know, we always talked about trying to get interviews going and all that kind of stuff. Never really transpired. But that gentleman down there, he got to it. And he been sticking on top of it. And he restored my faith, bro. Like and Phil, that's why I thank you. I ain't trying to be mushy or nothing like that. It just, but no, bro, he's a genuine dude.
That's something I do know.
He's a genuine guy, and as this friendship has been, you know, blossoming, it is definitely, you know, I'm thankful, and I even put it on Twitter today. Like, she didn't respond to it, but I was like, yo, I'm gonna give Brandy her flowers, because sometimes people need to know, you know, and they need their flowers. But you know, I thanked her for, you know, I texted her too, and I said, you know, I thank you for putting me in contact with this guy, because he has, you know, slowly been restoring my faith in it. Because like you said, you know, it could be that mustard seed of doubt that creeps in, and that'll grow and that'll grow and that'll grow, and then before you know it, you're ready to give it up.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, this has just been hitting me in a manner that's been so positive and receptive that I'm like, damn, I don't even know how to ask the question right now, because I feel like I need to hear this message. You know what I'm saying? As I've gotten older, just certain things I feel like ain't no such thing as a coincidence. Things happen as they're supposed to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this message is being conveyed right at this very moment. You know what I'm saying? Not just for FURLY, but for all of us over here on the screen right now, everybody that's, a part of this, to tell us, yo, keep going forward. Whatever you're trying to do, keep pushing forward. Like Joe's a singer. Joe, keep pushing forward. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel like this message is. And I hope the people are receptive when they hear this episode, because that's what I'm getting from what you're saying. You may not be in control. You in the passenger side. You letting God run his course, but you believe he's going to take you to the destination you're trying to go to.
Yeah.
Keep pushing forward. That's the only piece of the pie you have to own. You have to still put the
work. We be so rushed to drive.
Yeah.
And sometimes life, we don't have no other choice but to drive at times. You know what I'm saying? Because kids, family, other obligations. Like we don't have time to wait on the Lord, because you know what I'm saying. Like we got that right now. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
You know what I'm saying. But sometimes and it's okay though. I feel like you know what I'm saying. I think it's okay to sometimes like just drive and just experience how that road is. You know what I'm saying? But then sometimes like, all right, you feel me? I'm just choosing to, you know what I'm saying, like stay over here, because I know when he's prepping me to drive. You feel what I'm saying?
Right,
like he's prepping me. And I think that's what we all do. And as you was talking, I wanted to share something with you, because I just had an idea. I'm a content creator too, right? And God just put in my heart, in my mind, to tell you that this is the idea that y'all should really do and consider building your set, your podcast. And unless you already have this idea or whatever, but you should do it in the middle of a wrestling ring. Y'all should build a ring and let that be your station, like your podcast. You know what I'm saying? You're bringing your guests in the ring. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because I'm just looking at the background and like, damn, it's like we sitting like, and it's kind of really dope. You feel what I'm saying? Like, just, it can be in somebody's basement or whatever, but all you need is just a ring.
Yeah.
Cameras. You get what I'm saying? But I think that'll help push your, to keep going, because sometimes it's not even just you got how it make you feel. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we have the idea, we have the, you know what I'm saying, the drive to do it, but when we're doing it, we just don't feel like, all right, we just missing something. And I'm all about a vibe. I'm a vibe. I created my crib. I didn't feel comfortable in my crib till like literally a year and a half later, because I'm just now, you know what I'm saying, able to explode my brain into, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean? So if you feel good in your environment, it's gonna last long. Because guess what? You want to be happy that, you know what I'm saying, you come to it every day, regardless if one person coming or two people coming, but eventually, you know what I'm saying, you gonna love it so much that everybody else gonna love it as much as you love it. Just throwing that out there. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Hold on 1 second. All right.
Is it ratchet time?
No.
Okay.
Not yet. I think he got to get something off his chest too.
Joe got his Bible.
All right. Me and my girl bought a house, and she, being the amazing person that she is, wanted to create a space in the basement. And for the life of me, I couldn't figure out how to design the basement until you just said, why not design it and make it a wrestling ring? And then it all made sense. I want everybody to understand that as someone who's been on their own journey, I'm not going to get into my journey. My shit's like way long, it's too long, it's long-winded. We're going to have another hour talking about my journey. As someone who's always been my journey, my grandfather always said it best in terms of journey, in terms of whatever you're doing. He says, whatever you decide you're going to do, do it. And you don't go in reverse, you go forward. So you put your foot in the gas and you just go. You go, 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 go. He said, there's two things. You don't fail, you learn. You don't make mistakes. He's like, you don't make mistakes, you get more knowledge. Very simple.
Absolutely.
So hearing all this is just inspired me to do a lot more things. Now, with that being said, I have some ratchet questions. Here we go. Now, now look, bro, it's the Hot Take Wrestling Podcast or whatever. It wouldn't be a wrestling podcast with it. Now, I don't know if you've ever watched wrestling, but we do like hot takes. What hot take actually is is something where you have an opinion on something and you're willing to die on a hill for that opinion. Okay, you really believe in your heart of hearts for that opinion, and you're willing to fight it out with anybody. Not even wrestling related at all. What is a hot take or a hill you're willing to die on? For example, I did this. I said this on another podcast. I said, Avatar: The Last Airbender is the best cartoon that Nickelodeon ever created. There is no one better. There is no cartoon better than that. I had a 3-hour argument with grown men about Avatar, and my points were valid to the point where people had to think about it. Another thing that somebody said on the podcast was like, "Hey, Harry Potter is not an original story. It is a carbon copy of Star Wars." What is one of your hot takes? Just in general. It doesn't matter what it's about. It doesn't have to be about wrestling. Hell, I don't want it to be about wrestling right now. Just a general hot take.
I gotta agree with you on the Airbenders, because and I'm very disappointed that the live action film that they did, that broke my heart.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Broke my heart. Like, it literally broke my heart. And I tried to watch it. I was on a Disney cruise, and they actually had the movie playing over and over and over again on the cruise. I tried to give it a chance, and it was just terrible. Okay, all right. I personally feel like, and hopefully I'm doing it right, I'm going to say it right.
Okay.
When it comes down to actors, right? Can I use that as an example?
Yep.
Yeah.
Forrest Whitaker is a better actor than Denzel Washington.
Hey, I'm probably in the 1% here, but I'm gonna agree with you.
Hold on. Are you only saying?
Wait! Before y'all really just marinated to what I just said, I cold-heartedly feel like that, right? If you put Denzel Washington and Forrest Whitaker in a fucking versus battle, like performance.
Roll.
But not movie, but performance, right? Yeah, I feel like Forrest Whitaker because Denzel just always give us Denzel. We lose Forrest Whitaker. But go ahead.
Okay. Wait, because I want to argue about that because I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. Are you saying that because of Godfather in Harlem, The Butler, and what was that Ronin movie where he was like a ninja?
King of Scotland?
Yeah, King of Scotland.
No, he wasn't a Ronin. Ghost Dog.
Ghost Dog. Yeah. That too. And King of Scotland. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you.
You could probably say that prior in his earlier films, though. Like, you get a full range of emotion from Forrest Whitaker. That's why I was able to just, at the drop of a hat, kind of agree with him there. Because, like you said, Denzel, you're going to get Denzel. Just kind of like with anyone else. Let's see who else. You're going to get them regardless of the film. Morgan Freeman's another guy like that in that same ilk, as far as you cast Morgan Freeman, you get Morgan Freeman in that movie.
I feel like Morgan Freeman's very overrated.
Right, but that ain't about Morgan, because guess what? Morgan was the first black guy, so I'm just.
That's true.
It's just blessed. It's the thought. It's kind of like.
It's just like Morgan is just like Morgan and Samuel Jackson is an argument, a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But when listen, in the movies, it was good that you point out those movies, and the reason why I made that argument and that statement, it was most recently I watched The Butler. Not because Lee Daniels, and I'm a big fan. I work for Lee Daniels, or whatever. But the movie, Forrest Whitaker was in his bag.
Yeah,
in that role, specifically in The Butler. I watched it, and I'm like, I remember watching the movie when it first came out, and then watching it again. But watching it now as a working actor and just really look, I'm like, this man just really fucking transformed before our eyes in this whole film. Name one Denzel Washington movie. And I love Denzel. And I people that's tuning in, I hope this don't backfire me in the ass. Because I love Denzel. I love I love you, I love you. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, just my opinion, my taste of performing, right? Name one role that Denzel did that you can compare to what Forrest Whitaker did in The Butler.
I'll let Phil go first.
Malcolm X. Malcolm X.
Time out. Wait, time out.
I think that's you kind of got to go with that one. That's
Yeah, that's the only one.
Hold on, wait.
That's the only one. Now give me King of Scotland.
Hold up. I appreciate Forrest Whitaker. I do. Denzel, let me just A Soldier Story, Mo Better Blues, The Preacher's Wife, Much Ado About Nothing, Glory, Malcolm X, Devil in a Blue Dress, Philadelphia, The Pelican Brief, Courage Under Fire, Crimson Tide, John Q, He Got Game, Antoine Fisher, Remember the Titans, Training Day, Man on Fire, Inside Man, The Great Debaters, Jake, Deja Vu, Pelham 123, American Gangster, The Book of Eli, Flight, Safe House, Fences, The Tragedy of Macbeth, Equalizer, Magnificent Seven.
Can I say something real quick, Joe?
Yeah, go ahead.
All I heard was Denzel.
Because listen, Mo Better Blues, Pelican Brief, Philadelphia, they're very, very Denzel roles. This thing that I want to point out. When Forrest Whitaker in The Butler played a range where he could be the boss, but also be the underling. And he kind of did it seamlessly where there wasn't really a change in anything. And he did it with a range of emotions. I don't want to include Malcolm X in that because Malcolm X was more so of a biopic with that. Because he had.
Well, you know, The Butler's a biopic too, though.
I was gonna say that's
right. But it's like a less known
revolution. I get what you're saying. Yeah,
right. Malcolm X revolutionized African American culture and like African American people. The Butler, unless you've read the book, unless you know about everything on, it's not the same thing. It's not the same. Denzel had to have that range to be Malcolm X. Forrest Whitaker.
Phil, I have one question, right? When you saw me in DAHMER, you said to yourself, you did not see your friend, you saw that character, right? When you watched Flight, who did you see?
The pilot.
You saw Denzel, you were lying.
You saw Denzel.
He said what it was Malcolm X. What I saw. Hold up. Look, bro. Hold up. Y'all got me doing the Marco Polo and shit at 10:09 on a Tuesday night. Look. I'm not taking anything away from Forrest Whitaker. You can name any Denzel Safe House with Ryan Reynolds. I did not see.
I'm not knocking those movies though, but I'm saying as a performer, as an art. Listen, bro, like Denzel, he have a signature that's you're gonna automatically go to the movies to go see because Denzel's in it, right? But I'm saying like when it comes down to art and transformation. You remember the movie when he played the guy? What's his name? Is it Roma? I didn't see it.
Roman J. Esquire, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like even in that, I saw clips of it. And like it was still Denzel.
Oh, Roman J. Israel Esquire, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was still Denzel. Even the Equalizer, it was Denzel. It was just cool Denzel. It was okay. Now we saw Magnificent Seven. It was just a Western Denzel. You get what I'm saying? We saw Preacher's Wife. It was just a holy Denzel. You know, listen, we saw Mo Better Blues. It was just a blue Denzel. I'm just saying, man, like,
all right, so, you know. So this is the thing. 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 This is the thing Denzel makes roles for his own. He does them his own way. Forrest Whitaker acts the roles out in complicity, if that's the word. Like he actually is very like acts those roles out. Like in The Butler, you don't see Forrest Whitaker. In The Ghost of Scotland, you don't see Forrest Whitaker. In The Godfather of Harlem, come on, with Lazy Eye and shit. No, you don't see Forrest Whitaker. Like it's not the same. With Denzel, like even in motherfucking what movie was that where he had like the blade and he had to carry the Bible across the thing, whatever.
Book of Eli did Blind Denzel.
Yeah, Blind Denzel, Book of Eli. Yeah, like it's like his walk, like Denzel didn't bump into nothing. His walk was still smooth.
Wait, hold on.
The thing. He did the thing with the lips where he's like looking in the distance, but kind of in love at the same time and shit. Like it's weird. Like
he was supposed to be blind in the movie, right?
Proves my point. This is what proves my point. If God is ordering your footsteps, which we all have agreed upon tonight,
Look,
if
I'm
God is for us, who can be against us? If God says go ye, you not gonna trip. That wasn't Blind Denzel. That was order thy steps in your word, Denzel.
Look, Denzel. What's the movie Denzel directed?
Fences,
right? That was the first movie he directed?
No, Denzel, he directed a bunch.
Directed a couple other things, but yeah,
but that was
one of the most recent.
Fences was the biggest one.
But he
yeah. I'm finna make a point real quick. The reason why I asked what he directed, because even with that, I got a movie that's gonna kill that. That Forrest Whitaker directed. Hold on, let me pull up my boy. Anyway, Forrest Whitaker directed, produced the soundtrack of Wait to Exhale. Stop playing with Forrest. Stop playing with Forrest like he ain't really that guy for real.
He made Whitney Houston a decent actor. God rest her soul.
He gave us Waiting to Exhale and he produced the soundtrack.
Yeah, but
he said with Babyface on the soundtrack.
Yeah, real talk. Like y'all saw Whitney Houston in Bodyguard. That was not the best actor. She was a decent actor on Wait to Exhale, and that's just like I'm not trying to be fun, like toxic.
Great soundtrack though.
It was the soundtrack was fire. When we exhale.
That was the only song.
Was it?
Bodyguard one too though. Bodyguard soundtrack was good.
Bodyguard soundtrack gave us a cover, but that was Dolly Parton cover, to be honest with you. But like Whitney, he didn't make Whitney used to play a lot of stuff. Like she wasn't in the movie for a long time. She had that one little moment, and
Furley put his bid in to be in the Forrest Whitaker project is what I'm getting from here. Like I don't know.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna turn down the Denzel project, Lord. But no, I'm just saying.
I'm putting you on the spot. You got a Denzel movie and you got a Forrest movie. Which one are you taking?
I'm going Forrest. I know I'm gonna make some art. I know I'm gonna make some art with Denzel, but I just know Forrest Whitaker. I feel like we would, definitely, make some fucking magic. And I'm like I said, I know me and Denzel make magic. We work together. But you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, Forrest Whitaker is the type of actor that shares the screen. So when you watch a Denzel Washington movie, it could be 1,000 other phenomenal actors in the scene. You know what I'm saying? But you can't keep your eyes off of Denzel. And you kind of just, look at this, Denzel, look at him. But with Forrest Whitaker, you really see art. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see everybody that's in that scene. Oprah Winfrey, that was the best actress that she ever done, alongside Forrest Whitaker.
That's true.
Man, she was
Color purple.
I
mean, it was color purple. It was that one, but yeah.
Yeah, color. I wasn't count color, but she did a thing. Color.
Tough crowd.
Yo,
She did
look,
her thing.
I give you that one.
wait, hold on one second. Here we go. I'll end the argument right now. Films directed by Denzel Washington, Antoine Fisher, The Great Debaters, Fences, or Jennifer Jordan. Films directed by Forrest Whitaker. Strapped, Waiting to Exhale, Hope Floats, which is got Sandra Bullock, American Sweetheart, Harry Connick Jr., and First Daughter. Now, I want to add something else. Forrest Whitaker produced.
I'm about to say, go ahead.
Fruitville Station, Dope, Songs My Brothers Taught Me, Roxanne, Sorry to Bother You, and Passing. Bro, he wins. He wins, bro. He wins. He wins. We got it. That's it. He wins, bro. I love Denzel. I think Denzel is probably one of this. I don't think Denzel.
No, he's definitely on the Mount Rushmore of actors.
Right.
Black actors. You definitely got Forrest Whitaker, Denzel up there. You get what I'm saying? Gotta throw Sam up there. You know what I'm saying? They the Black Godfathers. They in their own genre, right?
Right.
Denzel can't do what Sam can't do.
Right.
But Sam can do what Denzel do. I'm just saying.
Yep.
Denzel is very unique and he's just very strong. He's just a lead. He's a leading man. You feel me?
He has a presence on screen, like you said.
He has a presence on screen and he's a leading man. But you would never see you would never see Denzel take a back seat in a movie. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You never see it.
It's not perfect. I'll even say even in what movie was that with Don Cheadle that he was, because he wasn't the main character. Don Cheadle made that movie. Don Cheadle made that fucking movie, but Denzel was the lead. That movie's not as good if Don Cheadle is. All right. It's been an hour. I'm sorry, Furley. Okay. All right.
Let's do quick fire joints on some shows. Before we started recording, we were actually talking about comics and we got real heavy into a Marvel conversation. I wanted to see if you had your pick. Let's say we keep hearing they're trying to get the DC thing rolling and getting it done correctly. If you had your pick of the litter of DC properties, whichever comic you'd want to pick, which one would you pick and why?
For DC?
Yeah.
Damn. Mm-hmm. And only gonna pick one?
You can pick several. It's just what would be the main one, I guess. And
top three.
Okay.
Top three. Top three.
The Riddler. I said his name right, Riddler.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Two-Face.
Like this.
Let me throw a superhero in there because I don't want to be just a villain. Because I really want to see their backstories.
It's tough, right? It's tough.
It is. Fuck, I don't want to be biased. No, I'm not even gonna go that way. Damn, it's a tough. I'm gonna just right now. The Riddler. Okay, let me just go right now and then come to the third one. The Riddler. Why? Because I feel like he has a unique story. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it is, and I love what Jim Carrey. I love Jim Carrey. I love what Jim Carrey did with the Riddler in the early Batman movie. And, I actually had this idea of if they was to, bring that character back as if I was a guard standing outside the Riddler's cell and he's kind of been fucking, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, my job is just to stand there and he just Jim Carrey, old as fuck. And just give me riddles and kind of just been molding me and training me to become a Riddler. You know what I'm saying? That's really an idea that I pitched with this guy that kind of just created and write it or whatever. But then, Batman came out and that's how they did that terrible ass depiction of
pretty bad.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just hated
Oh,
that.
the remake of Batman Returns? Yes.
No, I'm talking about
The extended version. He talking about the latest one, but that's what he called it.
Yeah.
Because think about it, it's just a darker remake of Batman Returns.
it's just very dark. But I would like to see y'all remember Batman Beyond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I would love to see that, you know what I'm saying, like really like an old Batman and then the young school, you know what I'm saying, young cat, you know, playing the Batman. I like to see that, but I don't really know too many heroes in the DC world that, you know what I'm saying, like
That's what we're talking about.
Worth talking about, to be honest. You asshole, Phil. But but Two-Face, I love Two-Face story because I feel like, you know, even in the Batman movie, how he was kind of like Harvey. I know they doing it, but they killed him. And they were like, no, like it was, and that would be a dope birth of Two-Face and the Corn. You know what I'm saying? Like I just wish they could expand more on that. And I would love to play Two-Face. I feel like I'd be a good Two-Face, you know.
Christopher Nolan was a genius. Like when doing the Batman movies with like Christopher Nolan, the ones he made, those were good Batman movies because he made DC has a problem with making their heroes too squeaky clean and then not making their villains complicated. Like the reason why people love Thanos so much is because Thanos actually like has an actual credo. Like he follows the guideline, but he's complicated.
Is he really a bad guy or is he anti-savior?
Right.
And Joe, and I'm sorry, bro, I didn't mean to cut you off, but with Furly's 3 proves my point, which is my argument. And him and I didn't talk about this. Whenever
I take it back. No. Man Martian.
Martian Manhunter.
Oh, sorry.
My
Martian
bad.
Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter. What's the words?
Martian.
This was my initial point.
Yeah.
I know you took it back, but this is my initial point. So you mean to tell me the one dude without powers is the guy that's keeping your company afloat when y'all have hundreds of heroes, hundreds of villains, but everyone depends on Batman?
Okay, can I say something? Can I say something?
You bad. Logan, you all right?
I'm good.
No, okay. All right, look. All right, because we'll probably give like 5 more minutes so we'll get the hell out of here. The reason why Batman is such a good series is because with him, he is, in comparison, I am not saying alike, I am not saying he is similar to. In comparison, he is what Marvel's Iron Man is to it. The problem is that the characters for the heroes, like for example, Superman's weakness is a rock from his planet. There's nothing really like dark about Superman or weird about Superman that's kind of scary. Wonder Woman is from a planet full of women. There's nothing fucked up about Wonder Woman. There's nothing crazy about Wonder Woman. There's nothing wild about Wonder Woman. If we were doing like a paradox with that, because Tony Stark is rich, handsome, but he's kind of complicated because he didn't want to be a hero. He was $1 million playboy or whatever.
Well, you making a valid ass point. God damn.
In the same way that like in comparison, Thor I would say probably Thor would be in comparison to what like Superman would be for like Marvel.
Marvel, yeah.
But he's very complicated because he wants to be the hero so bad, but he has so many like different isms, heroism, his lack of knowledge with like other worlds, him being a god for the most part, whatever, but still having like many weaknesses, like not being he's not the strongest Avenger. He's one of the strongest Avengers. Black Widow, she was a fucking assassin for the like Russian government or whatever. She's complicated as fuck or whatever, and she can do damn near everything. Hell, even whack-ass Captain Marvel lost her memory, got kidnapped by an alien race that was assassins, and then made to be one of the strongest women there at that point.
I will say, you know, the Suicide Squad, you know, Oh, I'm be honest. DC is really just that was a good point, but they really it'll be hard. It'll be so hard. They got like another 10 years before they can at least put a dent or at least scratch the surface of what Marvel. And I didn't mean to cut you off. My bad, bro.
Oh, you didn't, bro.
Put a scratch on what Marvel did to bring. Boy, that was a good the way you broke that shit down. Even with Doctor Strange, like all of them, they have a complicated story.
They're complicated.
And like all DC people is like aliens for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, or experiments.
They're not related. They're not relatable. Like
they're not relatable.
We love
the only person you can probably semi-relate to is fucking Green Lantern.
And he just got a ring. Like, and no bullshit. The reason why we love Wolverine so much, Wolverine wants to be good so bad, but he's a bad motherfucker. Like we love Wolverine, but he's just a bad, he's a bad motherfucker, bro. Like he's killed people. He's done some fucked up shit. We fuck with Wolverine. We love Wolverine. But
Logan looking like, damn, I thought FURLY. I kind of was on it with Forrest Whitaker. I thought he was gonna be with DC. There's nothing in DC that like has like it, I always say like with everything that makes everything so dramatic, there has to be an Iliad. There has to be something where there's a long-winded journey. There's nothing like that in DC. Batman is the only. I hated Aquaman. Aquaman was stupid too. Like that. But guess what? Now listen, look what Marvel finna do with the underwater world with Black Panther. They just DC just need to make shows for real.
DC they need to stick with the animated movies. And
they made the mistake though of trying to catch up to what Marvel was doing, and they should have just continued to try to hone. You know, like Joe pointed out earlier, the Christopher Nolan films, right? They knocked those out of the park. A lot of people were kind of hit or miss with Dark Knight Rises, whatever, but the first two, immaculate. You're second to none. But you know, they tried to start catching up with DC when they rushed the Justice League film, and you know, there isn't that meat on the bone like y'all pointed out in terms of the character backgrounds to attract people to want to go see a Cyborg movie. To attract people to go, I'm kind of anxious to see how this Flash movie is gonna do if it ever comes out. Or you know, they checked out Wonder Woman, but it's like you know,
Wonder Woman, the second movie, the first 10 minutes of the film, the opening scene was the best scene of the whole film. The rest of the shit was just like, damn, DC, you be trying to give him a chance, but I actually like the Zack Snyder version cut of Justice League. Now, if people give that a chance, that was amazing. That was wrong. Right.
Stylistically, I like what he does, but I don't think he needs to be the one at the helm. Like, you can make him like your director of photography or some shit. Like, he doesn't need to be the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to give you some amazing scenes, like how you saw Superman with the black suit on. And, it was very cinematic moments within this.
And that's also what grabs people's attention. If like we can get lost in the visual effect of what you bring, like, you know what I'm saying, the director is cool, but it really is the DP and the cinematographer, the motherfuckers holding that camera is bringing that shit to life. You know what I'm saying? Like, director just like, yo, this is my vision.
Right.
This is the vision, and then they bring it to life. So you do got a valid point, but you know what I'm saying? Like, what Zach did is like, that shit was like, okay, I will give them a chance. Like, he basically semi-saved fucking DC by them releasing, you know what I'm saying, that cut, his cut.
Yeah. And I think that's really if they say, hey, you know, we're going to make him the DP, we're going to find us a solid writing team or writer, whichever works, that can, you know, make all this make sense for the next 10 films instead of having a million other people, you know, okay, well, we made this movie over here, we got to try to connect it some way over this way, and you know, and
what would be smart? They do just cut all this other shit and just invest in Teen Titans.
Yeah,
you know, even though the series now I didn't watch the second season yet. Series is good, but they make an adaptation of a movie though, and just really, you know what I'm saying, put that budget behind that and make it, you know, as it with the tower and all that shit, like, you know what I'm saying, like a real, even, you know what I'm saying, with the Justice League being, you know what I'm saying, like. Right. Like all bringing in that world, that's the only way. They have to they have to use. I honestly feel like they're gonna have to use. They can't keep carrying DC off on Batman's back.
They gotta stop. They gotta stop.
They're gonna have to. They have to pick a solid person. I mean, a solid franchise, a team, which I feel like Teen Titans, which was a phenomenal animated series. Yep. It was on Cartoon Network. It was Codename Kids Next Door and Teen Titans.
Yep, fire. Both of those. And Young Justice is fire too. Go ahead, Phil.
Young Justice too.
Yeah, Young Justice.
Even if they do Young Justice, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to appeal more to the younger audience, because at this point, y'all got like 10, 15 years on me. Y'all is, you know what I'm saying? They're losing y'all.
Petty ass.
That was hurtful.
You ain't that far behind, bro. Stop that shit.
We'll let that go. Because you're a guest. We'll talk about it after the show. That's all right.
Right. That's DC ain't,
Yeah, man.
Look,
all
bro.
Right.
Look, check this out, man. We know we ate up your time. Thank you for rocking with us, but we got to do this. We got to ask at least one wrestling question, bro. At least.
All right.
As far as your Mount Rushmore of professional wrestlers, we don't care if it's past, present, future. Who are the top 4 wrestlers that you love?
Great question.
Can I call in somebody to help me out with this answer?
Nope.
All right.
2.
All right. All time. 4. It's 4, right? On Mount
4. That's right.
4.
The Rock.
Okay.
Shawn Michaels.
Yes, sir.
Love it. Love to hear it.
Rey Mysterio.
Oh, yeah.
One more, bro.
I mean, I fuck with John Cena, but it's like it's either him or The Rock. You feel me?
You already said The Rock. You already said
what I'm saying. So it's like I don't want to have both of them. Like, Eddie Guerrero.
Oh. Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an episode of Furly Mac. This has been an episode of Furly Mac. Everybody put your hands together. Furly Mac, please. Furly Mac. Furly Mac.
Thank you.
Furly, when we get a Bernie Mac impression about you, bro.
Well, you know, I don't really do it as much like I used to, man, because I don't want to get stuck in it. But let me see it. You seen that motherfucker about it? The motherfucker owed me 35, motherfucking out of. I called the motherfucker 4 motherfucking time, but the motherfucker won't call me back. I called his mama the other motherfucking day. She want to play like the motherfucker one there. I started to cuss her motherfucking ass out. But she ain't want no motherfucking trouble. But I know one motherfucking thing. Next time I see that motherfucker, he ain't got my motherfucking money. And I think that's it. I got a little cold and mucus all up in my shit.
Really.
There's people that do it a lot better than I.
I'm a bust his motherfucking head.
Hit him out that motherfucker. Thank y'all, man. I really appreciate y'all having me, man. Hey, go see Dahmer right now, streaming on Netflix. The #1 TV show on Netflix. #1 TV show on Netflix in the world. 596 million hours been watched, and it's still going up.
Yep.
We're in over 93 plus countries.
Yep.
Yo, like, hey, man, and I'm a black man. You know, they give us a lot of controversies. You know what I'm saying? People saying like the family members don't, you know, they have no affiliation with the project or whatever, you know, not trying to be insensitive, but that have nothing to do with me, man. I just want to do my job as an actor. You know, my heart goes out to the victims and the families. And hopefully, you know, they watch my scene and get some type of healing, you know. So, hey, man, I appreciate y'all, Joe, Logan, and my boy, Phil. You know how we rocking, man.
Hey, man, brother. When you get that Emmy, we got to get you back, brother, okay?
Hey, say less, man. I may charge y'all then.
Oh, yeah, we
We're going to be really due.
Yeah, let's
end it with the field dance, though. Let's end it with the field dance. How you do it?
Yeah.
All right, my boy.
Y'all be slow.
Furlly
I love
back.
y'all, man. Take care, man. Thanks for having me,
My
man.
brother, appreciate it. Thanks for listening to the Hot Take Wrestling Podcast. Hot Take Wrestling Podcast is part of the NMG Podcast Network, a division of NMG Enterprises, LLC. Follow us on Twitter at Wrestling Take. Follow us on Instagram at Hot Take Wrestling. You can listen to the Hot Take Wrestling Podcast on any streaming platform of your choice.